My name is Ian, and I'm been working on the entity extraction part of Ask4Summary for the past few weeks. And what is Ask4Summary? So you can ask a question here, and the service will provide the answer by summarizing the associated contents in documents of documents in databases. So here's the answer. So here's the answer you will if you can. These are the 4 parts I've mainly done, and the whole procedure except for the dashboard is to reduce the processing time of answering your question. So the first one, paragraph creation. So paragraph creation will access database and generate the text files from the paragraphs in database. And for the old version, it will only access ENG 6420. So I made a change so it can access all databases to generate the text files. And you can also exclude the databases you don't want to generate the text files from. So by doing this, you will reduce the processing time in later steps, and I will explain that later. So the second part is entity extraction. So entity extraction is it will extract the keywords and terms in the question in the sentences, and so it will detect the language of the file content first, and using the corresponding module to do the entity extractions. And you can also exclude the database you don't want, like you can do in paragraph creation. And if the procedure is paused or interrupted and restarted, the procedure won't start over redoing everything. It will check the file's name to see which files it's already done and can be skipped. So let's see in this, there's no done behind the name, so which means that it hasn't been done by entity extraction. And it will say, and oh, that's the possible and reasonable, like I said. And the third part is dashboard. It will show the status and some control options about paragraph creation and entity extraction. So like this, there are 5 different status like excluded, completed, paused, in progress, and in queue. And the number behind it is, the first one is the current files that has been done. And the second one is the total files number in the folder, in the dataset folder. And it also shows the time information about the jobs. And there are actually 4 control options you can choose, right? Exclude, redo, pause, and the one here is redo all. So let me do the right demo. As I'll do the paragraph creation first. So you can see there's only ENG6420 and LTKO for now. And if I redo this one, it's now being excluded. But if I redo this, and you can see it shows in queue. But because it can finish this job very quick, so it still shows in queue. But if I refresh it, it will become completed. And you can see here's now have the PNG6420 and LTK document. And if I excluded this one and click redo all and refresh this, so you can see all the data sets have been generated except for this one. Okay, so then go back to next demo. So I'll demo the pause function because it's more complicated. So I'll show you by playing the demo video. Shows that shows 60. This two shows completed because there's no data in that folder. So before I click the pause, it just completed first, so it shows completed. The final part is organization method. So n-gram list string is consisting of the keywords in your questions. So if you just go to database and tracking through all documents, and to find the answer, it will take too long. So we use view n-gram count to find only the documents that contain of these keywords in n-gram list string. But it's still not fast enough. So if we go to table doc entity first, which the data are the entities we just did before, and find those documents that have the relevant entities to n-gram list string, and we know those documents UUIDs, so we can use those UUIDs as filters in view n-gram count to narrow down the search range to make the process speeding up. So here's the original way to generating the answers, and this part is by using the entity extraction method. So this organizing method is new added. And there are entity extraction, none, and topic modeling, which will be done by my partner Chang later. So So in theory, the whole process should be quicker than the original way, but I used the EE method to ask a question, and without it, I found that, here's the result. I found that the generation way without EE is actually faster, because I think it's because you need to add an extra step. You need to add an extra step to do the EE method, and the current database is relatively small, so that extra step actually made the whole process like even longer. So we are assuming that if the database grows larger, then the EE method should, the benefit of EE method should be more significant. So that's my presentation. Thank you.